Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Seven Swords, and we are back in Rimworld. Although we are not back in the same series, I do apologize for anybody that was enjoying the Eco Robots, but um, let's just put it this way: it went really bad the next couple episodes that you guys didn't see because I ended up just deleting them. Um, I was absolutely fed up with it. I was not enjoying the run. It was way too difficult. So we're going to try something a little different. Although this one's going to have a little bit more of a plan. So we're going to meet our three protagonists. I only named one of these three. That's Lizzie. Um, she's going to be a reoccurring character we're going to see for a while. This is actually supposed to be the beginning of a series, but we'll see what happens. And by series, I mean like multiple seasons, not just this one playthrough. This should lay the groundwork for a bunch of episodes to come, or a bunch of seasons to come. But this is season one. Um, First, we have Precisa. She is our cook. She also is pretty good at fighting because she has brawler and martial arts. She started with martial arts. I gave her brawler. I did edit some of these characters for the story. I'll explain a bit about each of them, and I'll explain them all in a minute. But the first one is Precisa. Um, she is 37. She is really good at melee. She's good at cooking. She's good at plants, and she's good at medical. She's going to be one of our doctors. She's going to be in charge of planting and cooking, and she's going to eventually use a sword to defend the group. She was an abandoned child and a gatherer, which also gives her the natural focus, so she could focus on the anima tree. I actually think all three of these have that. She does not. She's got a special backstory. She's the most unique out of all of them, and the most I put the most work into. Next, we have Fallacious. Are they all female? They're all female. It's funny when that happens with me. Fallacious is good at shooting. They're good at mining. Originally, this was the only good miner. Well, technically good miner, so I made this Fallacious a good miner as well because we're going to need a miner. But they're good with animals. They're good with plants. They're good with crafting. They're good with mining, and they're good with shooting. They're going to be one of our main miners, and they're also going to be in charge of taking care of any animals we eventually get, which we're hoping to get horses, because we're going to need horses for our plans. Next, we have Fusta. I might change her name because if you would like to name these three, please leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to have some names for them. I apologize if I see any requests for names. You might get it in this series because we are going to have robots. We just don't have robots to start with. But she is good at construction. She is good at melee. She is good at mining, and she is good at plants. And she has a little bit of artistic. She is psychically hypersensitive, a technophobe, and a pessimist. She's probably not going to like it, but we're going to eventually move into technology, so she's probably not going to like that. She may lash out at machines, refuse to research, or feel satisfied from destroying mechanoids. Interesting. Last but not least, we have one of our characters who has the most put into her. We have Elizabeth Lizzie Emberhart. Her full name is Elizabeth Emberhart. She's one of my. I've used this character idea before, but I don't think it's been in a series yet. She is a jogger. That's her only positive trait. I meant to change that. She was supposed to be hypersensitive, and she was supposed to be sanguine to kind of counteract it when she's going to go into those psychically sensitive issues. But she is Elizabeth Emberhart, Lizzie. She is the youngest of the group. These three have taken her under their wing. They're kind of guiding her, but they're also going to be her advisors because the big thing about her is that she was born out of wedlock of a royalty. She was born. The idea is supposed to be that her father was sleeping around, and that was not good for him because he's a high member in the Imperials. I wanted to make him the Stellarch, but I don't think I could make him the Stellarch. So he's like one of the highest ranked nobles in the nobility. We're eventually going to climb the noble ranks, but she's basically a descendant from like high nobility. But she doesn't have any position of that. These three have positions that we're talking about in a second, but she's got that. She is really good at shooting. She's good at construction. She's good at plants. She's good at crafting, and she's good at medical, social, and intellectual. She's not very good at the rest of the stuff. She's going to be mostly our researcher. She is going to be our leader, and she's going to do medical. Our ideology is Audience Way. This is completely random generated. I did not name this. I don't normally name them. I kind of wish I would have. We might change this eventually. We do have the ability to reform the religion. If that can let me change the name, I might reform this. But we have Supremacist, Collectivist, God Emperor, and Exalted Empire. We are not following the Emperor's patriotic way. This is what this group has come together and decided is their laws. Basically, leadership has godlike power. Their research is very fast. Their leader is a moralist. Don't care about different food types. Open to physical love. Power is exalted, and you can read through the rest of these. We have these as our leaderships. These as our things. These are our relics. We'll talk more about these later. And then I don't do hair and tattoos because they never seem to work for me anyways. Next, let's look at the world. The world is an herb world. Or not an herb world, because an herb world means that it's urban and stuff like that. It's a rim world, but it's very small. I imagine that this is an island that was placed on this water world, and that it's all basically temperate forest. There's a lot of other stuff here too, but a lot of it's temperate forest. I like temperate forest personally, and I wanted to. And after the polluted mess we were dealing with, I wanted to have something good. So we are here. We are actually, if we notice, we are very close to all three of the socialized republics, and not too far from the thing. I wanted to be closer to these guys because these guys are going to be the first step to our goal, which is going to be eventually becoming strong with the empire. We're going to eventually get the republics under our control, which comes down to our start. We started with 3 of the senators. The 3 that are guiding her. Oops, wrong one. The 3 that are guiding her are one of each of the senators of the republics. Will be one of our main first goals. Well, first is going to be to dig into this mountain and create a house, a place to live. But the second goal is going to be getting all of the senators. We want to gain as many of the, we want to get all the senators so that we can use them for creating our own republic. We want to become powerful so that we can become part of the empire. We don't plan on being main enemies with the empire. Luckily, we don't have hatred with the empire. Now, our natural goodwill is -50. That is because we are supremacist and they are loyalists. So we have a natural negative towards 50 with them. We'll eventually, hopefully, convert them, because we are going to be trying to convert them eventually. We're also going to try and get friends with the trade company, with the Traders Guild. We're also going to try to get with the mega corporation. Obviously, like I said, the republics. And our other goal, which is the secondary goal, is to eliminate the Grey Delta Union. They are a hostile force on this planet, and we want to remove them. It's going to be what Lizzie basically has as her big settling moment. But for now, what we are going to do is we're going to have to get settled in. So the first thing to getting settled in any base where you start with a mountain, because they did pick this mountain because they do kind of expect, they're not expecting to go to war with the Empire, but if it turns into a war with the Empire, they're willing to do that. I don't want it to be a war with the Empire because I want a lot of what the Empire offers. But if it turns into a war with the Empire, they're not going to turn their noses up at it. They're going to fight the Empire and prove why Lizzie should be in charge. Now, I want a decently sized room here, because this is going to be our initial storage room. Burn that back. We are eventually going to build a place to keep, not keep our stuff, but a place to, we're actually going to put a stockpile here, because I want them to move everything closer to the base as they can, as quickly as they can. Which we're going to also be working on getting our setup right. Which you can see how I changed Elizabeth when we got here, because I wanted her to make sure I changed the right character, because I didn't know which of these 4 characters wasn't going to be a senator, and I didn't want her to be a senator. So I changed her when we got here. Go ahead and open this up to full. You two don't need to do that. You can do that. You can do that. So this will go down to 4. This will go down to 6. These will go down to 4. They'll go down to 4. These will go down to 5, and this will go down to 5, and then this will go down to 6, and then these will all go down to 7. Alright, let's get to work. Now, Lizzie might be noble, but she is not going to be she's not the type of person to be like, oh, I'm a noble, I shouldn't have to work. She believes in working with her friends. She's here. They've offered themselves to help her. She is willing to be reasonable for now. Now that might change eventually, depending on how the story goes. I mentioned the fact that this is going to be a series. That there's going to be this is episode 1 to what I'm hoping to end up being a multi-seasonal thing. That basically it will have more than one season. Basically the idea is that this is going to be the beginning of an empire that we're going to see recreate itself over and over and over again, because that's already what I do at RimWorld. I've been doing this for a while, and I've always wanted to make this Let's Play, and I'm finally sitting down and saying, yes, I'm going to make it. The empire, we're eventually going to find out, is called the Phoenix Empire. Now, the one currently here is the Empire of Perfection. Here we are, the Empire of Perfection. I'm not going to call, I've always called it the Phoenix Empire, because the way the Phoenix Empire has always worked is it builds itself up, it becomes a thing, and then it burns itself to the ground. Because infighting or something or another ends up causing basically problems. Now, I am currently building this entryway, which is going to be the entryway to our base. I'm mostly doing this because I want this as a place for them to, basically to get their stuff, to put the stuff down. Because I want to have, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, oh. Do we not have beds, apparently? Oh, I didn't realize our technology was that low. I forgot the technology for this was that low to start with. Okay, that's fine. We'll get a research bench started, and we'll start researching as soon as we can. You can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and research basic furniture. That's fine. Now, Lizzie is probably going to spend most of her time researching. The only other thing she can do is craft, plant. That's actually a good idea. We should probably get like a small farm down, because we are going to need food. We'll go ahead and get a small growing zone down. A 7x7 should be more than enough, and then a small 5x2. Now the 7x7 is going to be rice, and the 5x2 is going to be heel root, and then eventually I'm going to do another big growing zone, probably out here, that's going to be for cotton. Now, we need to eventually destroy this and convert this into either a choke point or something else, and then we need to start working towards getting these sealed off so that this can be our entrance to our main area. So this will be an outdoor area we can eventually use for something. We might be able to get the Muffalo under our command, now that I think about it. I'm already planning on doing things with animals. I just don't know when I'm going to do things with animals. It's one reason why I wanted to make sure I got an animal tamer when we first got in this. Go ahead and do that. I could get a campfire going. That's probably a good idea. Let's get a campfire built. We also should get down some recreation. My other reason for wanting to do this is that I was having a really hard time with the difficulty of the playthrough, and I realized it's a bad idea for me to do such a difficult playthrough that's so annoying to me right off the bat. I should do something that's more entertaining to me. I just realized we could put a thermal bath here. Once we get settled in, that is. We do have to get settled in, though. Which is why we're currently digging. We are going to be sleeping in the same room for a while, which they're all going to be upset about, but at least we're inside and at least we're under a roof. Eventually I'll probably tear this entryway back down, and we'll probably grandeur up this, hopefully. Or maybe we won't, I don't know. Maybe we'll end up moving bases for some reason. I'm not completely married to this location. It's not like we can't leave. We could always leave if something ends up happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, and basically I'm going to say go ahead and cook simple meals until we have 20. But I'm going to say do not use jerky. We're also not going to use human meat. The ideology allows us to use human meat. I don't necessarily like using human meat unless I absolutely have to. I only make that a thing because I like being able to butcher the corpses of humans in order to get rid of them. I don't like having to bury them. So we only bury our colonists. Any enemies will butcher and use their meat for something. We probably won't eat it, but we will. I thought I told you no jerky. Oh, I told the pemmican no jerky. No, I told that. Oh, no, I didn't tell the pemmican no jerky. That's what's going on. Don't. I don't want them using the jerky because the jerky never goes bad. So the jerky is great for long-term use. It's actually a good idea to start hunting and getting jerky, but we need to get a weapon for that. Which actually, we probably should get some weapons up and running. We have basic furniture now. So that means we now have the ability to make simple beds and cribs. But obviously, like I said before, we're all female. There's no chance at babies here, which is kind of a negative, but it's fine for now. Now, what I normally do for my bedrooms is I do 5x5 squares, like this. And then what I do is I do them in blocks of 6 like this, and then I have a hallway that goes up in between them, and then I do another block of 6. But this is only going to be for basically like our officers. Now, all 4 of these are automatically get granted officer positions. You are good at plants, cooking, and medical. Can't really get you to do anything else. So what I probably should do is I probably should throw down some learning desks, which I'm going to throw down 5. We don't need 5, we only need 3, or no, we only need 4. But Parissa, what are you good at? So you're good at cooking, you're good at plants, you're good at medical, and you're good at melee. I could make you better at crafting, mining, construction, or intellect. So what we're going to do is we're going to say crafting, do forever, do up to 10 on Parissa. Okay. So now she'll go and she'll do studying whenever she's not busy doing anything else. Now, she will clean and haul, which is good because that's what I want her to be doing. What I should probably do is this. We're going to go ahead and do forbid selection. Oh, I can't forbid that. That's fine. We'll go ahead and seal these off. Because I want to get these bedrooms dug out. The bedrooms are the most important part to start with. Now, I think the group kind of agrees, and I don't think they talk to Elizabeth about this. But I think they say they're going to give Elizabeth a big room. And it's because of the fact that she's supposed to be the leader, she's supposed to be royalty, and they kind of see that. She's not the leader yet. We'll probably set the leader up soon. Actually, we probably should set the leader up now. So she's going to be our leader. Parissa has 13 medical but no social, has 2 social, has 5 social. So you have the second highest social and you have the third highest social, but you only have 5 in social. So I guess you're going to be our religious leader for now, or we might not make a religious leader, because right now they don't care that we don't have a religious leader. And I shouldn't make her the leader now that I think about it until she has a bedroom. Because when they get bedrooms, they start to get annoyed. When they start to get positions, they start getting annoyed about the position they have, not having like certain things met. Oop! We just hit a vein of kyber crystals. These things are. What I like to do with these is I like to uninstall them. And now what we can do is we can throw them all into the go to area 1 for that. Let's go ahead and get a double wooden door there. I'm not going to build out of wood. I'm not going to build out of wood for a very long. The only reason why I'm building out of wood right now is because we have a lot of wood to use. I am going to not be using wood for very long. I just wanted to use wood right now because it's easily available. What we're going to do is we're going to eventually build out of either marble, stone, which preferably marble, or we're going to build out of steel. And that's because steel is usually readily available. Now we have a lot of slate right now. We don't have a lot of steel though. And I don't think this place is made out of marble. It's made out of sandstone. Although I could build their bedrooms out of sandstone for now and then just replace it with marble later. My wife is coughing up a storm again. Let's go ahead and build this up. I'm gonna build a 4 charge line to put it here. I would also like to build a basic manager's desk there. I probably shouldn't have them digging out this one until later. Or what I should do is I probably should dig it big enough to be... That's what we'll do. So... That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the size it's supposed to be. I mean, technically it's supposed to be larger, but like I said, for now it'll be fine. Now for this, we're just going to say make any stone block forever. We are getting low on food. We only have 100 jerky left. Now the good news is that we always have the option of just going out and harvesting berries, which is what we'll do right now. And across the map, tell them to haul all these in. And now she'll cook us up some berry meals. I always wonder what cooked berries, like eating cooked berries would be like. Like, I can't imagine it's a very good meal. Lizzie's cutting up some blocks. I do need to set up their schedules. So they're going to recreate until 7. And then I'll give them recreation from 19 until 22. Now, if they want to go to sleep, they can go to sleep. I find this to be the best schedule early on, because it does give us at least 5 dedicated hours of work, but they also refuse until having us beds. We will be trying to build a place for people to stay. It'll probably be like an inn down here. Like, this will probably be our base, and then the inn will probably go down here. But I don't want people right now, because I don't want people to have a bad thought process of this. What happened? What happened? Oh, did they get into a fight? Yeah, they got into a fight. Marissa made a contemptuous remark about Lizzie's learning ability, and this drove Lizzie into a rage. Yep, that's not good. Can somebody please be a doctor? Oh. Be nice. Go pick her up. I'm aware that you did this because of the fact that you were, because of the fact that you guys are kind of annoyed with your position. Stop it. I always imagine that they get into these fights because of the fact that they are, oh, she can't walk. How's your injuries? You have only got bruises. Oh, it's an old wound. I was about to say, how did she shoot her toe off in a fist in a social fight when I don't even have guns? I was seriously confused. How is Patricia doing on her training? She's got 1 skill. It's better than her doing nothing. I was actually afraid that I missed a attack, and she was attacked, because I thought that was what happened. Speaking of which, I probably should get them some weapons. So we're going to go to a crafting spot. And we're going to make, I guess clubs would be the best. I'm actually going to have them make recurve bows. Go ahead and make at least 3 recurve bows, and then make 3 clubs. Because I do want something for defense. As possible. Alright, first bedroom has been dug out. We can go ahead and add in some carpeting, or some flooring. I don't mind going with wooden floors, I just don't want to do wooden walls, because then the entire place becomes a Kindle box just ready to explode into flame. I've lost way too many bases because everything was wooden. I am more than happy to